When I started Michael University in 1990, our inter-house cricket competition were 20 overs per house, per innings. We did not call it T20 then, but I'm told that this was the competition long before even my time at Michael. It is now been said that T20 cricket was developed first by Martin Crowe, and as usual, in 2003, the English organized it properly. So, on the 13th of June 2003, the first ever T20 county cricket match was played in England. The format of the tournament quickly spread and many countries adopted quickly. By the 5th of August 2004, the first ever Women T20 International was played. That was followed on the 17th of February 2005 by the first ever Men T20 International match, which I told you about last week. In 2007 in South Africa, India won the first ever T20 World Cup. But before that World Cup in 2007, Antiguan citizen, American businessman Alan Stanford staged the Stanford 2020 at his cricket stadium in Antigua. That competition, which was followed by the Stanford Super Series between the Stanford All-Star and a team from England made up of English players in 2008. It remains the biggest prize money ever offered in cricket, $20 million to the winning team, which the Stanford All-Star made up of West Indies players such as Jamaican Chris Gayle and Darren Powell at the time, won the match and collected the $20 million. The Stanford 2020, which was staged in Antigua starting 2005, was the birth of T20 franchise cricket all over the world. On Friday, Alan Stanford was denied the right for a compassionate release from prison, where he has been sentenced to 110 years in a Florida jail for financial fraud. In my opinion, however, the Stanford 2020 series in the West Indies was the birth of T20 franchise cricket. And somehow I think that last night, Alan Stanford was in his prison cell watching the innings of Rahkeem Cornwall and smiled for the joy that it was bringing to people all over the world. A person might not be considered a good person, but we must always remember the good he has done. Hello everyone and welcome to the show. Please slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. The CPL Carnival moved into Barbados last week, Wednesday. And after a stuttered start in St. Lucia, followed by some one-sided match in St. Kitts and Nevis, it kicked into high gear and it was Carnival in Barbados. What a day it was yesterday. Started with the Trinbago Knight Riders being restricted by the Jamaica Tallawahs for 142 for 8 of their 50 overs. Pollard made 33, Dial and Tucker contributed 30. The Jamaican Tallawahs supporters, included myself, start to celebrate. We bring out the bottles and start to drink, and the fat lady, we believe, was singing. but led by a masterful display of captaincy, who inspired his bowlers, including Waqar Salamkheil, the Afghanistan mystery spinner, who took 2 for 21, and Jamaican, yes, former Jamaican Tallawahs player, Andre Russell, who took 3 for 34. The Jamaica Tallawahs, despite Brandon King 36 from 25 deliveries, and Chris Green 32 from 16 deliveries, were unable to chase down the paltry 142 made by the Trinbago Knight Riders. It was an exciting finish to a highly competitive match. In my opinion, Jamaica lost the match on two fronts. One, the Jamaica recruiting staff, led by their head coach, Shivnarin Chandapal, did not recruit a proper wicket keeper who can keep well enough and bat well enough and give you a good strike rate. In that match, Shamar Brooks leaked 11 extras as the makeshift wicket keeper, and then he got a one-ball ducks. So I blame Shivnarin Chandapal and his recruiting team for not recruiting a proper wicket keeper for the Jamaica Tallawahs. The second reason I think that the Jamaica Tallawahs lost that game was Imad Wasim never played it right in the last over. After hitting that first ball for 4, he got a single off the 5th ball, which he turned on. After hitting that ball for 4, they need 8 runs from 5 deliveries. If he had taken the single off the next delivery, the Tallawahs would have needed 7 from 4 deliveries to win. He, at that time, has to trust Mohamed Amir to get him back on strike. Who to tell? Maybe the ball would have hedged down to fine leg for 4. What he had was to take that single and trust Mohamed Amir to get him back on strike for at least 2 to 3 deliveries. If he comes back on strike with the Tallawahs needing 6 runs from 2 deliveries, the 4 that he hit off the second to last ball, the 5th ball of the over, the Tallawahs would only need 1 to tie for a super over and 2 to win. Imad Wasim should have taken the single off the second delivery of the last over. But that was just the appetizer. The full course was left to be served. And in the night match, 8 p.m. Barbados time, and Kensington Oval full to capacity, it was a time for the big man show. Yes, the big man show. All 150 plus kilograms of Rahkeem Cornwall stood out like a beacon in the lights at Kensington Oval last night as he smashed the St. Kitts and Nevis hapless bowlers to haul part of the Kensington Oval. He was devastating, and he saluted his 100 by just dropping his bat, just letting go of his bat. Before that, however, he took 2 wickets, and as we saw, Sheffrin Rutherford is now starting to make a claim for his selection on the West Indies team. Is he quite there as yet? That's left to be debated. But he's 67 from 27 deliveries, aided by Will Smith 63 from 35 deliveries. The St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots posted a respectable, a commanding 220 for 4 of their 20 overs. But what was to come, no one expected it. It was a rock attack. He slaughtered the bowling to every section of the ground. What an innings it was. Those who saw it, it will remain long in their memory, because Rahkeem Cornwall demonstrated why the Barbados Royal has kept faith with him. Even that infamous incident on the first match that Barbados played back in St. Lucia. At that time, Rahkeem Cornwall was all over the internet for the wrong reason. This morning, Rahkeem Cornwall is all over the internet after masterclass, an exciting and exhilarating 102 of only 48 deliveries. St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots were sent packing, and with 2 matches to go for them, they will travel to Trinidad and to Guyana, knowing that they cannot go through. They will be on a joyride. It will just be another plane ride for the team that banned me from their training session last year. So after the completion of the Barbados leg of the tournament, as the carnival goes to Calypso Land tomorrow, starting 6 p.m. Jamaica time, where the Guyana Hammers and Warriors will take on the Trinbago Knight Riders, 7 p.m. in the Eastern Caribbean. It will now kick to the high gear in Trinidad. And at this stage, if you ask my opinion, and I think Sheldon Simmet will agree with me, the Trinbago Knight Riders looks a shoe-in for this year's title. So as we move to Trinidad tomorrow, the points table at this time in the tournament shows that the St. Lucia Kings continues to lead the tournament with 8 points from 6 games, followed by the Guyana Hammers and Warriors, 7 points from 4 games. Trinbago Knight Riders and Barbados, 2 of 7 points, but the Royals have played 2 games more. The Jamaica Tallawahs are now down into 5th and are staring down the barrel of the next team to be eliminated from this tournament. When we look at the individual performances in this tournament so far, Brandon King, the Jamaican, continued to be the leading run scorer. He stood out with 186 runs at an average of 37.2. Shafane Rutherford have moved into 2nd position. He now has 176 runs, albeit he has played 2 more matches than King, 1 more than Cornwall, who is in 3rd, on 175. Andre Fletcher, as you see there, has 174, followed by Johnson Charles and Rovman Powell. When it comes to the bowling side of things, it is Jason Holder from the Barbados Royals who lead the pack. Holder, he has 10 wickets. Mohamed Amir and Salman Ershad, the 2 Pakistani, have 9. And so they are followed by Andre Russell and Alzara Joseph. So the top 3 West Indies wicket takers in the tournament so far is Jason Holder, Andre Russell, and Alzara Joseph. A lot of debate will be intensified, as many persons will now say that it is time for Andre Russell to get back in the team. Many will also be calling for Shafane Rutherford to be in the team. But the tournament has just passed its halfway stage. Let's hold the discussion for a bit. There are still 16 more matches to go in this tournament. There's still a lot of cricket to be played. And so let's see what will happen. As we look at the performances of the teams, and I will just go through just the runs and the wicket. We have seen so far that St. Kitts, Nevis and Patriots have made 971 runs in this tournament so far. They have played the most games. They have made the most runs. But why a team that has made so many runs in 6 matches, because 2 of their matches were rained out, why is the reason they're at the bottom of the table? That reason is in the right-hand column. They have only taken 25 wickets in the tournament so far. And that's the Achilles heels of the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. We are excited, yes, about O'Shane Thomas. We heard that he's bowling fast. And most persons are saying that they're glad to see O'Shane Thomas bowling that fast. But a closer inspection of O'Shane Thomas, we realize that he's not one of the leading 7 bowlers here. He's not one of the top 6 here, not one of the top 7. And so while we're excited, and he got 7 wickets, but he's getting those 7 wickets as close to 10 runs per over. The excitement is good. But then, is he quite ready? Because as you look at Joseph, who's also bowling fast, you see the difference. His 7 wickets are coming at 6.81 on over, and he's getting a wicket every 12 deliveries. O'Shane Thomas is definitely bowling fast, but clearly he has some more work to do, and we do hope that he does the work. I really appreciate you being here, and now I will pay attention to your comments. Good morning, the champion. Good morning. Nice to see you here. Good morning, Merrick. Nice that you are being here. Mr. Casanova, good morning. How are you, sir? What a match last night, even though I wanted Barbados to lose. I did not want anyone to win or anyone to lose. I just wanted the match to go into the last over. But the Barbados Royals, they didn't want it to go there. So they won the match with 11 deliveries to spare. That tells me that they could have chased down 240. This St. Kitts and Nevis Patriot bowling attack is not good. Rahkeem Cornwall, yes, he did. It was a splendid innings by Rahkeem Cornwall. Good morning, the champion. Good morning. What, Brian Young or Brian Yamin? I do not understand those words. Stanford or Stanford, S-T-A. It's not Stanford, it's Stand. It's S-T-A-N, sorry. Greetings, good people. Thank you, Atinas, from here as I'm going through your comments. I am a fan of The Rock, but still owes the fact that he needs to shed some of the weight to become a real great. I do not have any argument with you on that, Rahkeem Cornwall. Brian saying that he agreed. Yes, I agree, Brian. Despite he being in prison, being convicted for being a fraudster, for being a financial fraudster, I still think the birth of T20 franchise, and I repeat, franchise cricket rests with Stanford. I think he was the first one to show the world what can happen in T20 franchise cricket. When he organized that tournament in the Caribbean, where every country was allowed to field their own team. So St. Martin's have a team, Antigua have a team, St. Lucia have a team, St. Kitts and Nevis have a team. You know, St. Vincent and the Grenadines have a team, where every country was allowed to field their own team. I think that was the genesis of T20 franchise cricket, which have made our cricketers so wealthy. Good morning, Sheldon. How are you? Good to see you. TKR think tank is more experienced in pressure situation. That was the difference. Sheldon, I said it earlier that I really think at this stage, if I'm to bet on the CPL winner this year, I will bet on the Trinbago Knight Riders. Guyana have a very good team. I would have said it last year, and I'm saying it again. It is almost impossible to win 6 matches in 8 days. And with the schedule outside of cricket that these Guyanese players has to go through when they return home, because the government of Guyana have invested a lot of money to bring the CPL final round to Guyana for 3 years. Last year, this year, and next year. And so when the cricketers arrived, the Guyanese cricketers arrived in Guyana, there's a lot of things that they need to do outside of cricket to fulfill their promotional engagement or requirement. It is very difficult for Guyana to win the tournament under these circumstances. I would not bet on them winning. To win, as I said, 6 games in 8 days, plus to play 8 games, 6 games in 8 days, plus the requirements outside of cricket. It will not be easy for Guyana to win the tournament. They well may have the best team in the tournament, but those requirements will make it very difficult. If Cornwall continues to play well, he should be at least be 12-man and the West Indies T20 team at the very least. That the champion is going to start a debate. It's a debate that has been already brewing. and it will continue for a long time. I really would want to see Cornwall though make the first step and lose some weight. That's where I stand. Last night, he had to retire out because he could not continue because of physical challenges. He just barely could bat long enough to make the 100. And this was a T20 match at night. What if it was a T20 match in the sun? Rutherford needs more innings before he can think about West Indies' claim. Apologize for that. I am not saying that he should be in the West Indies team, Mr. Casanova. I'm saying that he begins to make a statement. He begins to make it. And these two last innings, he has played well. And if he continues like this, then he must be considered. I really think that he's now putting the right foot forward. He's now going forward in the right way. Owen Hurt, a retired Pollard, is above Powell on the runs chart in less innings. Sheldon, Owen Hurt, because he made more runs. He made more runs than Powell. Brian Yamin, where is Moti? Where is Moti? He's with the Guyana Amazon Warriors. You know, Moti is with the Guyana Amazon. The Patriots have poor bowling and inexperienced captaincy. It looks like the team have no bowling plan. That is so true. That is so true, Dane Dane. And I know you're a supporter. I think Dane Dane is a supporter of the Patriots team. So my sympathy goes out with you, Dane Dane. Please remember to slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. Good morning, Keith Aaron. Thank you for being here. It's really a pleasure. It means a lot to me, Keith Aaron. Thank you very much. Frank Warren. Cornwall stood with his name and brandish a monumental and scintillating knock. I would like to see him taking on outside opposition. Thank you, Frank Warren. I enjoy that. I enjoy Stanford competition when they beat England for millions US per player. Yes, that was interesting. And Kevin Peterson, he had a few words to say after England lost that match. He remains a very poor loser, and I do not have any issue with someone who is a poor loser, because it tells me that person wants to win, and we should always want to win. Being saying a team with Drakes as the strike bowler would never win anything. Very weak bowling lineup. Carrier has also been very disappointed for an international player. I was embarrassed to see how they angered Carrier last night. I think his 2 overs went for 37 runs. And we saw on Saturday also, his 2 overs before the third over. The third over was a very good one. I, as a captain then, would not have given Carrier the ball to bowl a third over, although that was a good over. But his first 2 overs, they went for 25 or 27 runs. That again was poor. It shows that Carrier is not ready. In my opinion, he's not ready for T20 cricket. I will not say the same thing, however, about one-day internationals, because he have shown himself. But judging on these performances in this tournament, Carrier is definitely not ready for T20 international cricket. Good morning, Mr. Cricket. Good morning, Mr. Cricket Forum. Good knock by Jimbo. Yes, Crystal, it was a scintillating knock, as one person pointed out. Cornwall just had a lucky night last night. Well, Mr. Casanova, but that's good. He also got 2 wickets. He restricted the St. Kitts, Nevis and Patriots for probably not making 235. Although I still think they would have gotten it. Guyana Amazon Warriors need to fix their top order. I wouldn't mind seeing the local players getting some game time at the top. I would have gone for Kevin Sinclair to open the Guyana innings. I've said that before, that I want to see Kevin Sinclair open the Guyana innings. To me, it is not a matter of fact of whether the player is a local player or a regional player or an international player. That's not my concern. My concern is that I want to see good cricket, and I would like to see the best players playing in this tournament. That's my concern. I want to see the best playing in the tournament. I think Kevin Sinclair should go at the top of the order. I think it was a mistake by Kevin Sinclair by going back to the Guyana Amazon Warriors. You cannot get into the West Indies team if you are not playing CPL cricket. Because if you cannot make your CPL team, how do you expect the West Indies to pick you? And I think from next year, players like Odin Simit and Kevin Sinclair should find teams outside of the Guyana Amazon Warriors where they are sure to play. They have to play T20 franchise cricket if they want to get into the West Indies team. That's my view on such position. Powell has a better mindset than Pollard. So, Sheldon, someone just responding to you there. Mr. Forum, you need a run drink today. You Keith Aaron. Keith Aaron, man. Come on, Keith Aaron. I never leave with Keith Aaron. It keeps me going. It energizes me, sir. Without it, I cannot manage. It energizes me. Kyle Myers need to drop down the order below fourth baton order. As he mentioned, Kyle Myers' West Indies game is in serious trouble. It is in serious trouble. As we are just halfway in the tournament, 16 matches to go. The Barbados Royals, I think, have played 7 matches so far, so he has another 3 matches. And more than likely, the Barbados Royals are going to qualify for the playoffs. I think the Jamaica Tallawahs is the other team that is going to be dropped out. He needs to come good. Kyle Myers needs to come good in these matches. If Kyle Myers does not turn around this form, I do not expect him to be in the West Indies T20 squad when the next squad is announced. He's not showing anything. Brian Yamin, it is true Desmond Haynes playing the next game for Barbados. Thank you for the laugh. Even with this performance, I don't think Cornwall is fit enough to play international cricket. Me too, Anthony Evans. I don't think so. He really struggled last night. Don't take away anything from the innings, but physically he did struggle. You stated Cornwall just had a lucky night last night. I strongly disagree with your statement. Give respect to the man. I agree with that, Mr. Casanova. I really agree with him, Mr. Casanova. I agree with her. I mean, all cricketers have luck. It is what you do with the luck. When it is your day, capitalize on your day. And that's what Cornwall did, Mr. Casanova. So I agree with Atina, Mr. Casanova. Big up the man for his innings, man. It was a well-played innings, I think. Cornwall. So Mr. Casanova is retorting that Cornwall is a hit-and-miss player. But I would say, Mr. Casanova, and you're a legend of the chat, and I'm so happy that I can't tell the last time I debate you. So I welcome this debate. You said that Cornwall is a hit-and-miss player, but he wasn't missing anything last night. He wasn't missing many. That's 102 or 48 deliveries. He didn't miss many. 12-6, I think. 12 of them were 6. Sheldon Simit is saying that TKR about to go on an unbeaten run for the rest of the tournament. This one is for Simmons. Jimbo was lucky. But I explained that already, Rust and Wilson. If he was lucky, every cricketer lucky at some time. And when it's your day, you have to capitalize on your day. Who will replace Myers, Fielders, Fletcher or Charles or Evan Lewis? That's another discussion for another time. Because we see on the runs table here. If we look at this runs table, when you look at it, those 2 names are in it. Fletcher with 174 and Johnson Charles with 169. I look at this table and I said, a number of times we call for persons to be in the West Indies team. But except for Rutherford, where are those persons making the runs? Where are they? This is time for them to shine and to show us what they have. Now it is the time. Now is the CPL. If you want your name to be mentioned in the selection, now is the time. And it's the same thing with the bowling. When you look at the bowlers taking the wickets, who are the bowlers? Older is at top of the chart. Andre Russell is there. Alzara Joseph is there. Those are the bowlers taking the wickets. So these are the bowlers that are going to continue to play because this is our tournament. And if you are not shining in our tournament, what are you going to shine in? Why should the West Indies play you? I've always said it in the past. Persons speak about talent. What do I use to judge talent? How you look, how your shape, what I think? I cannot use those to judge talent. What I use to judge talent is your performance. And when I use your performance to judge talent, I am on safe ground because I'm not being emotional. Because it is your statistics that reflects your performance. And I will always continue to use performance. When you look at that run chart, when you look at that wicket-taking chart, where are those players that you have been calling their names? Where are they? Thank you all for tuning in. I really hope that you will have a wonderful Monday. May God bless you. Take care of yourself and take care of your loved ones. Good day now.